Hi guys, welcome to the panel discussion at Coffee Conversation Show powered by the Emerging India Forum TEIF and our technology partner Prime Infotech Solution. I am Jolly Singh, co-host at Coffee, and we have Amir Sir today with us as the host for the evening. Today's topic is Women Leader on Tech, AI and Social Impact. In a world driven by innovation, women are making groundbreaking strides in education, technology, AI, and social impact. From leveraging tech to bridge educational gaps to shaping the future of AI and using social media as a tool for advocacy, women leaders are redefining what's possible. As a part of the Stree Shakti series at the Coffee Conversation Show, this fireside chat brings together inspiring women achievers who have made a mark in their respective fields. Through their journeys, insights, and expertise, we'll explore the challenges and opportunities for women in tech, AI, and beyond. How can technology drive social change? What role do women play in shaping ethical AI? How can social media be a force for empowerment? All these questions will be answered in our today's discussion. Join us as we delve into these thoughtful, provoking questions and celebrate the incredible women leading the charge for a more inclusive and innovative future. So, before we delve into the conversation, let me just introduce our amazing panelist for the day today. So, our first panelist is Nabomita Mazumdar, a trailblazer in HR, community management, and entrepreneurship, President of India awardee, founder Nabomita.com. Our second panelist for the day is Professor Haripriya Rengarajan, CSM, an exceptional leader, strategist, educator, and author who has seamlessly transitioned across corporate powerhouses, academia, and the world of research. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am. Our third panelist for the day is Esha Sinha Choudhury, Head of Content and Marketing at a leading fintech company. With over 13 years of experience in communications, branding, and marketing, Esha has redefined storytelling and strategy across B2B and B2C sectors. From crafting impactful campaigns for fintech giants to championing animal welfare causes, Isha's journey is a testament to her passion for making a difference. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am, too.
Thank you so much.
So over to you, Amit sir. Let's get into the conversation and start asking our question to the esteemed panelist for the day today.
So thank you everyone for taking out time. These are all our coffee speakers. And this is part of the Women's Day celebration. We had 1 week celebration and coffee conversation with different women speakers under the Sri Shakti. And this panel discussion, I was grateful to Professor Haripriya when she was having a discussion with us about her book. We thought, let's have this panel discussion on women leaders on technology, AI, social impact, and social media. So, our format will be for the panelists, we will be asking questions, and any one of you can start, uh, lead the discussion, and later the other panelists can add their inputs. So, this way, we are keeping it open for anyone and not limiting by to one panel, they can start. So, this way, it will be a free flowing one. So our coffee conversations panel discussion of Fireside Chat, we leave it open so they can add value to the conversations. So my first question, what are some of the most significant challenges women face in accessing quality education, and how can technology bridge these gaps?
Maybe I'll go first. It's about getting the right opportunity at the right time and having the right support system, be it in terms of getting the support of people as well as the right resources in terms of the amount of money that they have to expend for the education that they want. So, and how that would bridge gaps, I think we have moved to a space of AI now. So, I think at their doorstep, I think a lot of education comes their way, and I think it's much more affordable. I mean, the sessions that are being offered through the tech platforms, through AI, I think it's become a much more affordable, is what I would say.
Wow.
Well,
Next.
adding to what Haripriya ma'am has just mentioned, I would say that uh, I feel that women face a lot of barriers, like societal norms, financial constraint, and limited access to resources, and online learning platforms, AI-driven personalized education, and scholarships can very well bridge those gaps.
Nabomita, what are your inputs?
Okay. Interesting question, right? In 2025, if you're asking this, I I should start from the fact that the main challenge to access for any girl child needs to access a quality education. The there cannot be, I mean, yes, since we most of us are from the metros, we are ignoring the geographical challenges, right? We are ignoring the boundaries, the physical boundaries, which could be very, very challenging for a family, right? I'm talking about not the tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3 cities, but the cities beyond that. A city which not the city, probably a place, right, wherein an aspiring girl child, I'm giving you an example of a girl child in a place which is extremely remote from a tier 2 city. So imagine how, I mean, how would you define it? And the girl child over there dreams of being a doctor. So what are the challenges? I mean, what, and interestingly, through that brainstorming session, uh, I was supposed to give her a game plan on how can she become a doctor, whereas at that point of time, the NGO that arranged that program were helping her escape child labor. So here is the real situation: a girl child who has the opportunity to earn and support her family already, yet dreams of becoming a doctor, which means she has to remain unemployed for a long time, be able to access an education which is beyond her economic background. How does she make it there? Right. So yeah, obviously for anyone in tier 2 or tier 1 city, certain amount of investment in the education can empower any girl child, get mm, at least a basic and a valid kind of an education. And advanced, yes, there are a lot of the lot of competitive skills that has to be built in. Going back to the fundamental point where the girl child who was trying to escape child labor dreams of being a doctor, the goal plan, the entire game plan for that girl definitely on paper looks very interesting. In reality, would be, I'm sure, one interesting book to read. So yes, we have, I mean, I'm grateful right now we have several measures in which there are a lot of options to support education for such economic background. Of course, there are a lot of institution, lot of scholarship, lot of foundation supporting such dreams. Everything said and done, will the dots connect? Will that girl child get to become a doctor? I would want to see that day.
Wow,
And that will answer it. Thank you.
beautiful. So I'm continuing a conversation. My next question will be, what are the key factors that can encourage more women to enter tech fields, particularly AI?
I think AI is ruling the whole world now. So I think that's where that very much is the reason why. I mean, it's just not women. I think it actually brings everybody together, and in terms of exploring new frontiers, in terms of trying out new things. Even if I have to draw a diagram, I mean, if a drawing, something, a visual image, AI generates it so beautifully these days, and I mean, immaterial of what age people are from, be it a child or be it somebody in the industry. I think everybody is actually driven by AI today. It makes things faster. It actually helps navigate through creativity. Also, we're able to do a lot of things through AI. So I think these are the key factors that I would say is driving the entire field of AI. And other than that, in terms of early education and mentorship that it offers, say, for example, somebody is exploring a new domain altogether, and if they want to understand something more about it, I think AI helps to at least to give some initial idea about how to go about it. And other than that, any kind of biases or stereotypes that are there, that's being there in the traditional system, I think that gets beaten out through AI, because it's there at the doorstep and anybody can actually go about and access it. And in terms of creating a more inclusive environment, because nobody is, see, for example, somebody is new to a domain, they're not sidelined because they don't know about the domain, because AI just does offer them some kind of a valuable information which will give them an edge to understand what the other people are speaking about, and it just brings them to the forefront to some extent. Yeah.
Who's coming next, Esha or Nabomita?
Well, I feel that, early STEM education and mentorship, ma'am has rightly mentioned mentorship. These are, very important factors of encouraging people to enter the field of AI. Earlier we had a mindset that tech is something which is only for the other gender, not for us. But now it's totally different. It is totally changed. I think we have taken over every field, and not just in tech. And AI is a field where there is a lot of innovation, right? So it's like it not just helps you do your job quickly, it also enlightens you. You can, for example, like a chat gpt. I mean, we spoke about chat gpt in our other conversation, Amir, if you remember. So now for each and everything we reach out to chat gpt, though I still believe in adding the human touch. But again, like, to make our day-to-day jobs easier, we do reach out to chat gpt. And uh, if I do not have a fair idea about something, I know that yes, AI is there and I can reach out to AI to clarify my doubts. So, yes, I think these are motivational factors for a lot of women to consider this field and enter this field.
Wow.
Can I add
Nabomita.
to it? Can I add to
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Amir, you asked a beautiful question. And ma'am, thank you so much. You pointed out one significant part from AI, which is non-gendered, non-biased.
Yeah. Yes.
I believe AI is, if not exactly, but at least a probable inflection point in could be our entire civilization, because AI is that convergence point wherein age, gender, geography no longer matters. Thankfully, right now, yes, I'm grateful to all the technological institution and educational institution everywhere for supporting AI through different courses and different educational processes. A lot of it is available on the internet through free courses from MIT. And, I mean, a lot of education networks have valid courses on AI that can help anyone build their skills, at least to a definite level. That is one part of it. That is just one part of it. Let me come to the start end of it, wherein who exactly is using AI. I'll give you an example. My mom, she just delivered. She was felicitated at IIT Guwahati for her notable um, social achievements on Saturday. On Sunday, sorry, which is just on Sunday. Now, on 9th of March, right, she delivered a lecture and she keeps preparing. I mean, since she has worked through tribal development in deep Naxal prone area. She has run an NGO for more than 40 years. She founded a hospital. She has to write these research paper on and often at a regular basis. Mind it, she definitely has a certain degree of access to the data physically, but the kind of information and kind of processing that she does now, she does it through AI. Right. So this is where the usage is. It is non-gendered, it is beyond age, and it is not exactly the curriculum way of thinking how AI is being used. AI is being used in lot more ways than we can imagine, and the end user somehow is actually forming the entire process. Because I saw her, I mean, I read a couple of research paper which she said that yes, she had I mean, she had used a lot of AI in that, including I'm including certain form for, I mean, the forms and all those, all those content areas. When I saw it, I said that, Ma, you know what? You have the data from the ground, which I bet anyone sitting in Sacramento or Palo Alto will have. But you have given them the data because you were writing a research paper on the tribal area, tribal development. Now they will have a better content when they're developing it next time. She said, fine, excellent. I'm happy it will happen that way, which means I should do it more. I said, yeah, obviously. So this is what AI is. The learning is on the process. The learning is beyond age. The learning is beyond gender. The learning is essentially requirement based, necessity based, which is why this entire progression which is happening because of AI is way bigger than we can imagine. And just as ma'am said right in the beginning, that yes, when we look at all these, all these options for getting the skills or implementing it, trust me, we are still at a nascent age. We're just looking at the tip of an iceberg. It's going to go a lot beyond that. Thank you.
Wow. So my next one, how do you see the role of education in empowering women, especially undeserved communities?
I think I'll go with that. This is a very important question.
Thank you.
Education is something which is not yet accessible to everyone in our country, but it should be, especially to women, because it equips women with skills, it equips us with confidence and independence, right? It enables women to break the barriers, contribute meaningfully to society, especially in the underserved communities. When I look at, so I'll just give you a small example. I have this Didi who comes to my place to cook. She has this beautiful daughter. Most of the time, the daughter tags along with her, and she sits with my daughter, looks at the books. She knows how to read. So I asked her a question that, why she is not going to school. So and you are working hard, and sometimes you say that you are working so hard so that you can pay for her school fee. So she told me that, the people in my family, the elders in my family, they don't like it because she is a girl. Then I sat with her and I explained that, take whatever step you have to take. You said that you are earning, you just have one child, and it's a girl child, and you are working so hard, going to people's house, working every day from morning to night, so that you can enable her with education, which is the most important thing. So I would say that fight with everyone, try to make them understand. If not possible, fight them, take a step for your daughter, but you need to ensure that she is being educated. Look at her, she's smart. Though she is not going to school regularly, but she was able to sit with my daughter, look at the books and read out the alphabets, which is great. So I feel that, even uh, as mothers sometimes, again, like women, right? As mothers, if we are all like trying really hard to support our girl child, even providing them financially, to ensure that they are being educated, there is the societal barriers that we still have to fight. And I really don't know, in the underserved communities, I feel they still, the women in the houses, they still do not have the confidence to fight the families and take a stand for their daughters. So I think it's very, very important that uh, there is some sort of support that they get, or some sort of community or NGO where they can reach out to take care of these pressures at home. Because when I say pressures at home, in underserved communities, it just doesn't uh, limit to resilience and stopping them. It also sometimes turn into violence. So in when in the quest of getting their daughters or girl child educated, I have seen a lot of people facing a lot of violences also. So there should be more NGOs and more support system accessible for such women who are actually like trying really hard to get their girl child educated.
there is this serial was there sometime back on Colors, Durga. She's a tribal girl, and what she goes through the challenges of becoming a doctor. Yeah, a tribal girl in what say Rajasthan.
Okay.
That was beautifully how she goes through the trials and tribulations for her fees, uh, in facing challenges at the hostel, so many things.
Yeah.
There is a bias uh, that yeah, the from the female community, she faces challenges. So now, female has to accept, women have to accept that by we are one. There
Yeah,
should be
that's
one.
true. Very, very true. I agree.
And even to be able to communicate what they actually want to say. I mean, I think that's the basic need for any human, right? So to the ability, I mean, the being able to communicate what they actually want to say, to make people understand what they feel, what they're going through. If not anything else, I think that for education is extremely important, at least for that. In fact, yesterday I was just reading a story about a woman actually who had to fight through the entire system. Like she had a very troubled marriage. She had 3 children. In fact, she struggled. She went about having her own business. I mean, she in fact started driving. She learned driving. She a two-wheeler, and then she got buses. And parallelly, she walked out of her marriage. She did a lot of studying on her own through her own business. I think that's how she navigated. And she's now says her children are abroad right now. I mean, I think education is extremely important, even to be able to communicate, to be able to navigate, because as long as we know, I mean, her minds grow with a little additional knowledge, and that's when will be able to communicate in a better way to anybody around us. So I think it's extremely important. And like Isha said, I think that builds some kind of a confidence in a woman all the time.
Yeah. Yes, Nabomita.
Okay. Uh, the example that you gave was exactly the story that I'm waiting to unfold. Right. What ma'am just said, yes, definitely. The kind of support. Let me give it in a one sentence. Education for a girl child is not a single responsibility, it's a village well. It has to be taken care by everybody, irrespective of whether they are anyhow being responsible for it or not. They still have to remain accountable for it. Even if somebody doesn't go to a village well and get the water from there, they are still accountable for it. That's exactly what education for women is. um Sorry, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, primarily this is exactly what it needs to be. It's not just one part of the infrastructure that we need. Not just government setting up great school, great education institution, not just parents with a great um, recognition or realization that the girl child needs to study. It's the entire society coming together to ensure that the generation that is being prepared for tomorrow is is actually is actually equipped, if not ready, at least equipped to deal with the challenges. Because we don't know, in our school days we did not know that we will be delivering out 2 years of productivity and revenue with a COVID, right? We did not know that suddenly there could be certain changes, and suddenly certain money currency change can overnight halt a lot of payments everywhere. But still we will make it through. Still we are going to make profits in our companies. All these challenges, we do not know what it is there in future. At least equip him them. I think that's the least that we can do. And yeah, it's a collective responsibility, not an individual realization, not an individual responsibility, and never an individual initiative. So that's my point.
Yeah. Thank you. So now, I've been watching this serial and this movie. The serial is there, Apollina, where the father was into space exploration and he encourages his daughter to go into space exploration. Then another movie of Kriti Senon on humanoid robots. So now, my question is, how do you envision the role of women entering new technologies like space exploration, robotics? Uh, so over to my esteemed panelist.
I'll go for this. In terms of robotics and all that, I think when we're talking to machines, there's an element of there's something called empathy that machines don't carry. It's purely lies with the humans, the emotions, the empathy that humans carry. I think in terms of bringing all of that together, I think I would say, I mean, I'm not being biased here, but I would say women would play a good role in actually bringing all those perspectives into technology and the AI field, and some amount of creativity, everything, all of this when put together, I think they have got better creative skills. At least, I mean, those who've got an edge for it is what I would say. I think when it comes to field of creativity, robotics, and AI, I think if they can bring their own perspective in their own empathetic systems and see how they can develop algorithms which will cater to it. Today, I think while we're talking about AI is still something that's being driven by humans. So there will be some kind of human thought. Somebody's thinking the algorithm. So if the algorithm can be modified in such a way that all of these perspectives come into place when they develop the systems, I think we'll go a longer way. Is what I feel.
Thank you.
Well, to add to that, I totally agree with what you have just said, ma'am. Women bring a lot of creativity wherever they go. Maybe I will sound biased as well, but yeah, that's how I feel. I think, women will bring in a lot of diverse perspective, ensuring that AI is ethical and unbiased and also inclusive, right? More female participation will lead to fairer tech solutions for all. That is what is my feeling.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I add to it?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Do we remember that moment when Modi ji went to acknowledge all the women scientists, right, at ISRO who were responsible for Chandrayaan?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we remember that? That
Yeah.
was a goosebump moment for the entire nation, right? Because he was making it. He was making it a. He was making a statement that yes, these are the leaders of our nation who have made this impossible feat possible. Now, interestingly, one of the project director, Dr. Rima Ghosh, she has been my sister's, my Didi's batchmate from school. So I have
Wow.
seen her right from the beginning. So here's exactly uh, what my esteemed speakers just mentioned. A genius definitely is never can never be should never be judged on genders. But if I think back how Rima Didi used to think of look at everything as she was growing up. I mean, I have seen her from I think junior school. Since that was the point of time when I know my Didi and Rima Didi has best of friends, and I used to see them. I mean, interacting throughout their school life. Rima Didi, being a girl, she used to think everything very differently. And the word empathy, I think it's understated when it comes to a woman. Obviously, she is not just one example. I have several other product designers, product owners, right, who have been designing startup products, who have been designing a lot of product for their employers. They're not everybody is an entrepreneur. The way they think, that particular integral DNA, right? Maybe maybe I'm just hyping it up too much, but I have to acknowledge it because it didn't come from anybody else. It had to come from them. And there was this portal, right, wherein this entire platform used to sell products for new mothers, and the entire e-com product was designed by women who have been either mothers recently or at least at some point of time. So yeah, this was a direct example. There are tons of example. I mean, right now, I I shouldn't say, but I know many companies wherein they work for their employers and uh, name as big as Tesla, right? I mean, certain integral design that is there, right? Nobody says that who exactly thought of it, who exactly pointed it out, or why exactly the change was made. Trust me, yes, we cannot say it because obviously they have their NDAs and they have their limitation and protocols. But feels very good and proud to know that it came from a woman.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think robotics definitely an area which ma'am right in the beginning said that machines lack empathy, which comes from a woman. So if a woman is designing a robot, I think everybody should trust it a lot more. If the dishwasher was designed by a woman, would it still be square? If the I mean, I'm just asking, would it still be square, or would it just be a front load kind of a machine? Wouldn't it be a little different, wherein you have the option to access different things differently? I'm not questioning the designer who had already designed. They have all successfully sold so many dishwashers since the beginning of time. I'm nobody to question that. But I'm just wondering, would it be a little different if the buses were designed by women? If certain cars these days, right? The steering wheel and the gear, these are being designed for women. Does the, the- I mean, does it really make a difference if it was not thought out this way? So yeah, I mean, I can go on, but I think we're coming to a close to this conversation. So please take it ahead. That's all from me.
I'll just take a
Princess.
moment and add to what Nabomita ma'am has just said. I recently watched Rocket Boys. It's about Homi Bhabha and Dr. Homi Bhabha and Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. So they're geniuses, right? But what I enjoyed the most was the support and the nitty gritty and addition which they received from their wives and their girlfriends. So if you look at the series through, I mean, in every episode there was something that Mrinalini Sarabhai and Parvana Irani had added, and I feel that without those additions, what they invented would not really be how it turned out to be. So yeah, I think women are brilliant. Their creativity and their empathy adds to it.
So I think it's about balancing the right brain and the left brain thinking, and
Exactly, I agree. Yeah.
to bring about something. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. So now my next question will be about each one's social impact projects. So one by one, you can come and share some about your projects or what you are close to your heart. So anyone can start and take the lead. Ma'am, your book should be there. That's why I'm asking.
Sure. So this is the book that got recently launched. The title is Sita to Abhaya. I think it's basically to bring about the empowerment of women. It's about the discrimination. Actually, this was brainchild of one person by name Mr. Ravi. So I think he actually put in a lot of authors together. All of us came together and each of us wrote our chapters where we want to bring a positive spin to about the Abhaya and the Nirbhaya episode as such, because the nation went through a lot of trauma. A lot of people spoke about it. The media was crying about it, but I'm not sure if the justice was really served. So actually, so this came from that, and most of the authors, they've just touched upon it. There's also a research paper on this, and people have spoken of a lot of women who have actually crossed all these biases and have come a long way. And in fact, we have brought in some elements of see, we are a nation where we women are honored. We are considered women as divine entities. Like we say women as a facet of the mother divine, but still a lot of we tend to hear a lot of these things. Rather than drivel on that, we just wanted to bring a positive spin, and we wanted to bring out stories which will actually give a lot of confidence for such women who have been impacted and then take it forward. So maybe I could, if time permits, maybe I can just read out a few verses that of one of my
Please.
stories. There's a chapter I wrote, Sita, a Saga of Serenity. I'm just not reading the entire thing, but maybe a small version of it. The anthology From Sita to Abhaya shines a light on the ever-evolving narrative of feminine strength. In today's world, where challenges manifest in different forms, from societal pressures to internal battles, the story of Abhaya, meaning fearless, becomes even more relevant. The role of Sita cannot be confined to that of a queen or a devoted wife. Her persona transcends those boundaries. She represents the essence of womanhood, the nurturing mother, the courageous protector, and the devoted disciple. Even when faced with the most difficult decisions, she stood tall, not for herself, but for the greater good, whether it's to uphold her husband's honor or to ensure her children are raised in wisdom and strength. Her life speaks quiet rebellion against the unjust norms and expectations of society, yet she never loses her dignity or her values. When meditating upon her with intense devotion, the Sita within every soul on the planet would rise to bring a transformation to the entire consciousness as a whole. Her Abhaya Hastam. Abhaya Hastam is what we say, the protective arms that we see of the Mother Divine. The blessing hand would make sure there are no such situations as that of Abhaya or Nirbhaya. The names that have been reverberating on the television channels, though brought discomfort and unrest amongst many, if looked into deeply, has an innate and profound meaning, bringing forth courage to the forefront. Courage to be reborn anew, courage to dispel all darkness, courage to bring transformation, the courage to go beyond one's own needs and wants, and the courage and compassion to bring solace to all those oppressed in the past. So that's in short about the chapter that I had, one of the chapters that I had written as part of the book. So yeah, so that's about the societal impact. And this is something something more that I would wanted to say. I was part of the professional development wing of an educational institution, one of the chain of schools in Bangalore. So there we actually try to create something called the learning journey for teachers because this is a school which doesn't just look for people who have an educational background. They're open to teachers from other domains as well who don't have an educational background. So they wanted to open up channels for those people who are interested in coming forward to educate children, students. For that, we wanted to give a way where we wanted to tell them, okay, so this is what you need to know to become equipped as a teacher, even to come forward to do an interview with the school. But yet, we don't go subpar on our levels of requirement for the teachers. So how do I equip all these people who wanted to come and go through the recruitment process? So this project was given to me, and we had to do a lot of research. In fact, thanks to a little bit of AI, a little bit of ChatGPT, a little bit of my own industry experience, I put all of this together. And we created something called the learning journey, where we say, what is it that a teacher requires when they walk into a school, for themselves, for the society, more importantly for the children, because they are grooming the citizens for the future. So how is it that they go about it, not compromising on any of it? Because see, teachers, again, sometimes they come from passion, sometimes they look at it just as a job. So how do we actually break that barrier as well and make sure that the children are not impacted? To make all of this more impactful, we just created something called a learning journey. We said these are the things that needs to be they need to equip themselves with, in terms of AI, in terms of the knowledge from each of the domains that they are skilled at, and how to up their level. So all of these we put together, and we decided to hand it over to them. It was piloted. I'm not part of the school anymore right now. So I hope they've implemented it as part of the recruitment process. And I think, so that's one of the initiatives that I would like to talk about. As a professor, I've not got a chance to do any of that kind, so maybe probably in the near future. Yeah.
Thank you. So yes, who's coming next with their projects?
Well, I wouldn't call it a project, as we spoke about
I
it
know.
last time, not on a very
I
big
know,
scale.
I know. But
Not
it
on a
is.
big scale. Yeah, so I work as a individual animal welfare professional. I try to collaborate with a lot of NGOs and genuine activists who are not doing it for show off, but actually doing it to support the animals in distress. So it's something that is very, very close to my heart, supporting the animals out there on street. The most of the things that I focus on are feeding the the street dogs, because mostly you would see cows and dogs on the streets, right? Not any other animals. So I feed the street dogs outside my society. And along with that, I also if there is any sort of rescue required, I try to collaborate with the NGOs and provide them the support that they need. uh, there are a lot of abandoned animals. People think that pets basically are gifts, so during every birthdays and Christmas you see them gifting and buying pets. Again, something that I'm really against, because breeding is not ethical. Rather than buying a pet, if you are a real animal lover, you would adopt. So anyway, so they buy pets and then they abandon them, realizing that they will not be able to take responsibilities of those pets anymore. And then what happens is that they are in a lot of distress and they're homeless. So I work with a lot of activists and NGOs to rehome them. especially the abandoned animals, and also animals who are on street, old, maybe like puppies who are in urgent need of houses. So far I have been able to rehome a good number of dogs and cats, and I'm so happy when I see them in their new homes, finding a second chance at life. So yes, this is something that is close to my heart, and I'm trying to do it on a bigger scale. I have plans, but haven't implemented it as of now. Now I have a daughter who supports me with all the donation drive and feeding. Apart from that, Amir, something I would say that so I love to write, right? That's my profession. So I use my platform and my writing skills to talk about some of the challenges that women face, especially, I feel that women is not safe anywhere. So home is the last place where you would want to be, where you would want to feel fear instead of peace, right? But nowadays, I mean, it's been happening. It has always been there, but now more and more women are talking about it. They're opening up about it. So we know that home is not at all a safe space for a lot of women, right? So I'm talking about domestic violence. Domestic violence is something which is often unspoken, but it exists in our society at a very huge scale. So I write about it. I try to, I have a couple of friends or family members who reach out. I try to tell them that you need to kind of open up about it, ask for support, try to help them. So I feel that it's high time when our families, our friends, our colleagues, and even the legal system should be really supportive of women who are facing domestic violence, because first of all, it is very very difficult for a domestic violence uh, abusee to come out and say that, hey, I have been abused, because it is not something that you can provide proof of. I know that when you go, when you end up at a court or maybe like to the cops, you will be asked for courts. But the society really need to understand that you don't often roam around with a camera or a mobile phone's camera on to record what is happening with you at home. So I feel that it's high time that the society, the legal system, and our friends and family should start believing and supporting, and people and our friends and everybody should be more empathetic. Women should be able to come out and say that, hey, this has happened to me and I'm not scared, because I know that people who are there for me will always support me and not question me. So they should be in a position where they can come out and raise a voice and fight against it. So just to it's high time that we ensure that if that house is not a safe space for you anymore, then you always have the freedom to work out and find another home for yourself, which is a safe space, because nobody deserves to live in a house which is not safe, right? Because this is the least that somebody would want. So yeah, these are, I mean, couple of things that I'm working on. Yeah, again, as I said, not at a very larger scale, but yeah, I mean, I hope to take it ahead. Let's see what happens. Fingers crossed.
See, each you can name it a project, you can name it a cause. So you all are contributing. Like this coffee is also a social initiative. So we are contributing, getting together in the 4 years journey, 350 coffee speakers, which my today's coffee speakers only said by you have got 350 individuals learning from. So he said, okay, bye, I'll be watching. And so this is what each one can subscribe, watch. So from 350 speakers, you're learning. So that depth of learning, what do you say, like a university will become like. So it's credit goes to all the coffee speakers with their journey. Now let me invite Jolly to continue the panel discussion. So there will be a woman element from her side also. So over to you, Jolly.
Thank you so much, sir. So, moving ahead with the next question, how can women leaders in tech foster more inclusive environments that support both innovation and social equity?
I think that it's more in terms of bringing about a work-life balance and some kind of flexibility with technology and AI. If women are not able to just get out of home and work for a longer time, I think there are a lot of opportunities that the current tech platforms and the AI offers. So I think that's one key area where I would say it's quite important right now.
Um,
Well,
and Nabomita ma'am.
And also, and if I can just add in terms of hiring diverse practice. In fact, I was just doing a session for one of the foreign universities, the students of foreign universities. I'm not sure if it's prevalent in India. They were also talking about AI being used for hiring practices. Today in India, most of the time, I think we have to do an in-person interview, but I think there are systems out there in the other side of the world where AI is being used for recruitment as well. So I think that kind of takes out all the biases that comes during the hiring processes, where sometimes you look at a person and you form a judgment. That's it. That's innate. You look at a person and you have your own opinion. There's some opinion that gets formed the moment you look at it. So I think by using technology and AI, all this can be filtered to some extent. Nevertheless, I'm not a great fan of using an AI for a recruitment process for sure, because I definitely believe in the human element for sure. But then to some extent, I think that will take out all the biases or the hiring, during the hiring practices, and then also the work-life balance that I spoke about.
So, Jolly, I feel that women leaders should drive mentorship, advocate for gender balanced policies, and create platforms in tech for women to thrive. This is what is. I mean, I have to add this because right now, if you see, though we talk about a balanced work policy, but in the tech field and the field of AI. The gender equality still doesn't exist. The number of male is more compared to the number of female. So I think advocate for gender biased policies and more women in the leadership uh, team can build that and bridge that gap.
So what role do you believe women can play in creating more sustainable solutions for society through the use of technology?
Innovative solutions. I think I think we just dealt on it a little bit earlier in terms of creativity, in terms of innovation, and a different kind of thinking processes that we could bring in
Yes,
terms of integrating that into technology and AI platforms. I think, it's rather than just being just logical all the time. I think bring in some kind of an innovation, some creativity aspect, which would give a different kind of a solutioning to, whatever we are looking for and whatever we are trying to address through the tech platforms. And more importantly, ethical innovation. Very importantly, ethical innovation. Because even when we have to implement AI, I think what's extremely important is bringing the ethical aspects of it. Like, for example, even if we were to develop something, like what are the ethical considerations that we put into place? I mean, AI, ChatGPT, yes, to some extent we can believe it, but trust me, I don't think the answers that it provides many of the times, it has to be, the veracity of it has to be checked. So all of that. So ethical considerations are also quite important when we deal with AI and all of the tech platforms. So we have to put all of this together, and if we could just bring in some kind of our red brain, right, like I said, right brain and left brain thinking, and bring in some solutioning, I think we'll be able to do things a better way.
sure, ma'am. Isha ma'am, would you like to sum up the answer? Or...
No, I think ma'am has, put it across very well. I totally agree with what she has just said. So, yeah, nothing much to add to that.
Okay, ma'am. My next question would be that what do you think are the potential dangers and benefits of social media in empowering women, particularly in challenging environments?
We'll have to check if it's a safe space to communicate whatever we want to communicate. The security and the safety that comes along with being open about what we want to communicate. Is it going to be well received because anything that's communicated always comes with a filter of perception. So yeah, so it's something that's really important. If the social media or any channel, even in media, whatever, if it's able to receive whatever is being communicated well, and if it's not going to be replayed or replicated in a wrong way, I think that security is what I would say. I think that's something that has to be taken care of. And in terms of the empowerment and equity, it's like, how is it being looked at? If the same thing is communicated by a man, how is it being looked at? If it's the same thing that's communicated by a woman, how is it being looked at? Because we are ultimately dealing with people, and everybody has their own perspectives, their own thought processes, their own opinionated. I mean, the way they're bringing a lot of things, facets come into place. So, is it a safe space again? Like she was talking about, Esha was talking about having the home being a safe space for communication. Likewise, is a workspace is it a safe space for communication? Is a social media platform a safe space for communication? I think all of this, it's a large topic for discussion. It cannot be yeah, it cannot be answered in one word, in one question. Yeah, that's what I would say. I mean,
Yeah.
if we reach that safe space, then nothing like it.
Well, I feel that it's a very powerful tool for advocacy and networking. Again, like as ma'am has just mentioned, right, social media can also affect women in terms of online harassment. Not just that, with platforms like Instagram and YouTube and the influencer thing coming up nowadays. I mean, influencers are big nowadays, right? And with social media being so big, everybody has the right to say and comment on anything and everything. So it has taken freedom of speech to another level where we do not understand the fine line between commenting and bullying somebody or harassing somebody. So recently, we have seen a lot of sad cases where people have taken away their life due to online harassment, right? So yeah, social media, though it is a powerful tool, it sometimes it is dangerous also. So while we are writing on social media, posting something on social media, or commenting on social media, I would personally urge people to be very careful because it's not a safe space. Though it is okay for networking and creating your own brand, but you really need to understand what you can or cannot post or comment on. Yeah.
Um, okay, ma'am. So my next question would be that as a woman in leadership position, how do you manage the balance between privacy and sharing on social media?
Can I take that first?
Yes, please, ma'am.
Yeah. So my job revolves around social media a lot because that's what I do. But while I believe in the power of social media networking, I manage the balance by maintaining clear boundaries. Okay, so I share insight and achievements that align with my professional values while keeping personal matters private. This ensures authenticity without compromising privacy. So, as I said, right, we need to be very careful about what we can or cannot post or comment on. Yeah.
So I'm a writer, so I use diplomacy when I write. So there are some words that can be interpreted. It's subject to interpretation of the people. So whoever thinks deep, I mean, understands deeper. Whoever, I mean, I think that's the way I generally put it out. So, I mean, that way, I think I try to ensure that there's not much of yeah, privacy that's divulged, and I at least try to create some safe space where whoever reads it doesn't get impacted by it, neither does the author get impacted by that.
Okay, ma'am. So that was it for our today's discussion. Women in tech, AI, and social impact are not just shaping industries, they are also shaping the future. And our today's conversation has been a powerful reminder that when women lead, innovation thrives. A heartful thank you to all the inspiring panelists for our day today, for their wisdom, and to everyone tuning in. Let's keep championing change, lifting each other up, and pushing boundaries. Over to you, sir. Please conclude the session and um, f-
Hmm.
say the vote
Yeah.
of thanks as well.
So thank you, everyone, all the panelists. We had a lovely conversation. Yeah, education is important. It gives, what do you say, identity, empowerment to women. Yeah, there are new technologies are coming up. Women are being part of that also. Yeah, social media, we have to be careful what to comment, what and how. We have also done a panel discussion on cyber safety with there is leading cyber lawyer NS Napinai. She had got a NGO also, Cyber Sati. So we'll share the details, and uh, there are many more panel discussion which will be coming up and we'll be sharing. So these are ways we want to empower, getting all esteemed coffee speakers who are leading in their spaces in their subject experts. So where they can have discussion, fireside chat, contribute, where the audience, the viewers can learn and uh, imbibe all those learnings through this journey. So thank you, everyone, and giving us opportunity to celebrate Women's Day with you, coffee speakers. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. So we have Nabomita had to leave, so we had to wind up because there was uh, from the 16 we had to cut it down to more, and from there more to, because this is what now technology is playing a big part in today's lives. So, yeah, thank you, Isha, for bringing that Rocket Boys. I keep forgetting the name of this Kriti Senon movie. I've written a write up also, but the uh, Dimple Kapadia was the female lady who makes a robot and brings into Shai's life about that of and Kriti played a beautiful part of Sufra, the human
Okay.
god. So this is what cinema is also bringing us,
Yeah.
how technology can play a big part. So that is what. And thanks to everyone for social projects. Keep growing wherever you all need our support. We are there to help you in your social impact projects. So
Thank
thank you,
you,
Thank
everyone.
you so
Nini.
much.
Thank you
Thank you
so
for
much.
inviting us. Thank
Thank
you.
you
Have a
for
nice
having
day.
me. Have a
Have a
nice
nice
evening,
day.
everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye
Okay.
bye.
Bye, everyone.